Nice hit, dead center. I hope you guys can see that.
Hey everybody, welcome back again. And today we have a little bit of an expensive little treat here to show you. We've got the Nightforce ATACR 5-25 by 56 with the Tremor 3 reticle, which we're really enjoying. Taking some getting used to though, and I guess I need to learn to count better. I'm just so used to clicking, you know, for dialing in and stuff. But overall, yeah, really nice. And we've taken it out to, was it now, 1,620 meters. And we've used mostly dialing and a little bit of holdover, and it's worked out really well. Got a couple of shots on target yesterday, even though I wasn't feeling so good. And that was on a 24 by 24 inch plate, and I'll show you some pictures of those and some video. You can barely see the impact, but I actually like videoed as I was driving down the last part of the hill to show you, you know, my approach to the target and stuff. Not much of an impact, but you know, it did make a pretty good dent in the plate still. So far, you know, we're shooting this thing set up pretty much factory, aside from the rail that we set on the front and the fact that we blew Loctited and torqued down the action screws. Well, I guess I shouldn't say factory. We took the rail off of it and we put a 40 MOA rail from Mountain Tactical on here. The Tikka T3x CTR is a nice little factory rifle, goes for around $1,000. It comes with a 10 round Seiko magazine. These are about $60 to pick up if you ever need a spare. It is 1 and 8 rifling, and it is a 4 rifling, which is a first for me, and I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm using the same ammo that I was using my RPR, and I'm going to be able to go up in velocity because I am nowhere near my maximum pressure with this rifle, and I'm not sure if that's because it has a bigger jump or if it's the 4 rifling, but there's definitely less pressure. My ammo is very soft shooting in this rifle compared to my RPR for some reason, and maybe it's the quality of the barrel, I don't know. Seiko barrels are just fantastic though, I do know that. The factory stock, you know, it's a little plastic job. Awesome. Can't believe how much I like this thing. I love the weight of this thing. It is excellent. It's nice and light, and yet, like I said, I was shooting this thing out to a mile yesterday. I was just shooting it out to 750 and 250. I didn't have it dialed, like I say in the video. I didn't have the scope quite zeroed right because I'd had to take the rail off and check something and put the rail back on, and anyway, it was close enough that I was hitting at 250 meters, and then at 615 and 750 with just a couple of quick adjustments. It was just off, it wasn't off vertically, it was just off with windage. So no big deal, you know, adapt and overcome and all that jazz. And with the Tremor 3 reticle, it was really easy just to, you know, readjust, make my impacts to that actual impact spot, and then move on from there. So next step with this rifle is we're gonna put it into a MDT ESS chassis, and this is the rear of the chassis. We went with an 18 inch forend, and I'm wearing gloves because it's pretty nippy out. So we're going with an 18 inch forend. You can see pretty much how that's going to look. It's a little long for this barrel, but what's actually going to happen is I'm going to be switching out to another longer barrel on like a 26 inch barrel anyway. If anybody has any recommendations as to what rails they like to use for these, make sure you leave them in the comments. And we are using the Magpul. We're not using Magpul bottom metal. We are using MDT's extra long. It says it's their extra long 308 metal magazine for this round, since there's you know, quite a bit of length to the 6.5 compared to most 308 rounds. And I'm babbling. Anyway, you guys are all used to that. I'm doing another couple of custom builds with Jim Weiss. Good grief. Doing a couple of custom builds with Jim Weiss. I have another ESS chassis, actually a couple of them that I'm building, and I'm going to switch this out to use with a 26-inch barrel. Eventually, you know, I'm going to get another one of these Tikka rifles, and I'm going to leave it just stock. I'm not doing anything to it. I'm going to run it as light as possible and use it as a hunting rifle, and I'm going to throw on like a Leupold 3 to 18, the Mark 6, something small and light like that still has lots of internal adjustments. And I see that as being, you know, a really, really nice little hunting gun, rather than carrying around one of these beasts that's, you know, overbuilt for that kind of thing. Anything negative to say about the Tikka? No. Make sure it's unloaded, because when you're racking rounds in there, you can't even feel them come off the magazine. They're so smooth. The action is just buttery smooth. And I 3 times in 10 rounds, my first 10 rounds on this rifle, didn't think I'd actually picked up a round. So I'd, you know, slide one forward and think I hadn't. So I bring the bolt back before it engaged that round that was actually in the chamber. And then, you know, find out I double fed it. Now, I've never done that before in a bolt gun, but trust me, it is so smooth and so quiet. I am so impressed with these things. And this is now my favorite brand and favorite bolt gun, you know, off the shelf kind of thing. Beautiful job. My hat's off to you guys at Tikka and at Seiko, and thanks very much.